Can I ask you this question? Watching Germaine Greer on TV, well, she seems to be pop up on one show or another every month or so. Do we only have one bloody feminist in this country? Every time we want to talk about women's issues, are we only able to dig up one person? Germaine Greer from the 60s. Look, last night on Q&A, the ABC had their first all-female panel. Annabelle Crabb was hosting. She did a pretty good job. And it was all... Look, I thought it was a bit try-hard to have an all-female panel, but anyway, whatever. The Q&A, you know, it's their show to put on. They can do whatever the hell they like. But I thought it was a bit easy when they got old Germaine on. I mean, that try-hard feminist something to throw a few hand grenades. She was on with Julie Bishop, who did the foreign minister, who did a good job. But just in case you didn't hear it, Germaine Greer drops this one.
I'm so bold as to suggest that you don't consider freeing your nipples on a daily basis. What's your view of all of this nonsense?
I think you're pretty safe on that one, Annabelle. It's not something that I've ever actually had the desire to do online.
What if it got you the commutation of the life sentences for 2 Australians in prison?
Please don't go there, Germaine. Please don't go there.
Can I tell you, I think that was appalling last night. Germaine Greer trying to score a couple of cheap shots by mentioning the death penalty and the death of 2 men. Now, wherever you sit on that debate, and you can sit wherever you like, wherever you sit on that debate, there are 2 sets of families and friends that are going through absolute hell at the moment over that. Absolute hell. And what is this? We have a show about women, so we've got a women panel there for Q&A, and we must use the word nipple. If we have a panel of women, surely we must talk about nipples. I mean, have we not come a little further than that? But what is a feminist? Brian Carlton, executive producer of this show, made a good point to me, and he said, well, Germaine Greer, they call her a feminist because in the 60s, when she was saying all those controversial and outrageous things, they didn't know what else to call her. So they decided, I know she's a woman, so she's got flowers and soft clothing, and she's obviously she's a feminist. Do we need to find some other feminist? Can we not do a hell of a lot better than this in this country, than having Germaine Greer as the only person that we can go to talk about women's issues and to throw the word nipple around on the public broadcaster? Who is it? Give me a call, 13 13 32. Who would you rather elevate above Germaine Greer as the preeminent feminist in Australia? Give me a call. The number's 13 13 32. But have a listen to this. And what kind of feminist is this? Germaine Greer then went on and dropped this one.
Has anyone ever propositioned you at work?
I would have found most of the jobs I did unbearable if they hadn't.
I don't even know.
I mean, it was all part of the fun. It was all part of the slap and tickle.
Righto.
But then I wasn't a surgeon, and the thing is...
OK, but how would you deal with that?
No, but hang on a minute. You'll find this elsewhere. You'll find it in the armed forces, for example. And what happened when women became members of the armed forces, they discovered that there were rituals, there were initiations that happened. And what happens when there are women in that situation for the first time is that those rituals become sexualized. So it happens with young soldiers, it happens with women in law firms, have to go through the same thing, because the males are, in their strange way, protecting their area and their phallic structures within the industry.
Yeah, there was a pile of crap in there, but the second half of that, at least she grew half a brain at the second half of that answer. But this first bit about, I'd be upset if I went to a place. Look, I know she was laughing and just trying to be funny, but just please help me out here. And women particularly, who do we need as the feminist face? Or to hell with it, do we not need a feminist face anymore? I still think it was a bit try-hard for the ABC to have a whole panel of women as if to say, look at this. We've managed to find 6 or 5 or whatever the hell it was last night. We've managed to find 5 intelligent women that can string 2 words together. Aren't we magnificent? Aren't we terrific? Aren't things wonderful?